with what we have now with anomaly detection and the AI assistant, where you're going to be able to just talk to Acumatica's your system. I need this report. I want those numbers. Compare this to compare that. Like, that is amazing, and it's going to make so many people's lives and jobs easier, faster. Perhaps more of a work-life balance will come out because of the AI capabilities. So I think that's what's changed and evolved the most for me from a technology perspective, and I'm excited to see what's next with it. It's fast and furious as well, along with us at Acumatica.
Welcome to ERP on Tap, your steady flow of everything you want to know about NetSuite and Acumatica. The podcast where we dive into practical tips, expert insights, and real-world examples, exploring the tools, tips, and tricks you need to make your business processes flow like never before. Welcome to ERP on Tap. I'm Jonathan McKee.
And I'm Ikra Harrison.
And this week, the subject at hand is construction, and we've got two guests that you're going to love. But first, Ikra, so excited to have you back. You've been gone. You actually were on a really cool trip. Tell us a little bit about where you just were.
Yeah, so I went to Las Vegas and I actually got to attend ConExpo, part of Acumatica's booth. The expo was huge. It was at the Las Vegas Convention Center. I don't even know how.
It's like one of the biggest conventions they have in that city, if I recall.
Yeah, I think it's the biggest construction conference in general, like across the globe. Yeah. But it was huge. The amount of equipment and machinery there, it was everything was brand new, because you know how it's never new when you see it on the road, but everything was so shiny. There was a tire that was taller than I was. I have some pictures of me holding up like this crane that was basically like an off-roader. So if you think of like off-roading Jeeps, this was an off-roader crane type thing. And it was
that's cool.
Hanging on the side. And so I put my hand up and I sent it to my daughter. And I was like, look, I'm so strong.
Now, tell me something. You actually got to work the Acumatica booth. So as an Acumatica partner, Acumatica relies on their partners for implementation and support. And so they asked you, their MVP, to come out and be one of the people in the booth. So what was that like? Were you just meeting a lot of different people that were checking out various possibilities, and some of them were like, hey, what's this Acumatica? How's this help our construction business? Is that what it was like? Or?
I was really nervous because it was my first time attending a conference. Essentially, obviously, I'm a consultant by nature. And so being on the pre-sale side of things is still always out of the norm for me. But Tim and I, we were both able to attend and we did a really great job. But yeah, I was really most nervous of like, what are they going to ask me? How am I going to answer all these questions? But obviously, construction is something I do know like the back of my hand. And Acumatica's construction is just so easy to learn. It's so easy to adopt. And it's honestly easy to show. And so the people that were coming, some people were just, hey, your booth looks good. I see you have espresso. Let me have some of that. And then the conversation started normally. And then there's other people that actually were like, you were on my list to come talk to. And we'd have some really good conversations. So conversations lasted from like 1 to 2 minutes. I would say my longest conversation was about 45 minutes to an hour, and just talking through everything Acumatica. And yes, it was a construction conference, but again, Acumatica can do so much more. So we did dabble in a little bit of inventory, a little bit of retail commerce and stuff. And we're able to show some of those other things that, again, having everything in one place, one source of truth, that's what everybody wants. So it's nice to be able to talk to them.
Also, the two guys we're going to talk to today were there. Did you get to connect with them while you were there?
Yeah, I was. So I've actually known these two guys for quite a while because of the Acumatica community. So if you're on the community, you're going to recognize these names. You're going to totally know who we're talking about.
And so you were like, I know you.
Yeah, I was like, I'm on the community. I was like,
I know you this way, but not this way. Yeah, it's like today, how we know people. Okay.
Exactly.
So tell us a little bit about our guests.
Yeah, so both of them are really construction heavy. They really helped develop the construction edition. And honestly, like I was able to ask them about things that were coming due or how things even came about. And it was just really nice to hear from them about their experience. But I don't want to take it away. I would want them to kind of share it with us together. So I think, what do you think? Do you think we should bring them on?
Tell us who we're going to be talking to.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking to Joel Hoffman, who's the Director of Product Management for the construction field service and project management editions. And then we also have Mike Gillum, who is the construction product specialist. So I'm really excited to hear what they have to say and learn more about Acumatica's construction edition.
All right. Hey, Mike and Joel, so glad to have you on ERP on Tap.
Happy to be here.
Good to be here.
Good, good. Hey, tell us, each of you, Joel, where are you joining us from?
I'm joining you from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, outside.
Nice, nice. And Mike?
I'm in Sarasota, Florida.
Okay, all right. Man, we've got some East Coast presence here. We got Ikra in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, man, I'm just the only guy over here on the West Coast. Well, I'll tell you what, this is fun. We're so excited to have you guys both here. You both have been in Acumatica for a minute. We'd love to hear a little bit about. So either one of you, jump in, tell us. I want to hear about your journey to Acumatica.
So I joined Acumatica about 8 years ago. In fact, next Friday will be my 8-year anniversary. And it's gone by really fast. It's like unbelievable that I've been here for 8 years. I've been in the automated construction software world for 30 years. And I know I'm dating myself there, but it's been a long journey. I came from the construction world originally. My dad had an HVAC business in New Hampshire. So I grew up working for him. As soon as I was old enough to carry a bucket up a ladder, he had me working on job sites. So I've been an estimator, a laborer, project manager, and went the technology route from a career perspective, and joined Acumatica after working with Joel at a couple of different companies in our journey. Joel's company actually ended up acquiring Quest Solutions, which was a takeoff and estimating product that I was a partner in 2006 or 7. So Joel and I joined forces there, and we've been kicking butt and taking names ever since.
That's great.
I love it.
Joel, tell us about your journey.
And it's been great working with Mike. And for me, started a little earlier than Mike. Started out as a programmer, not quite the card system, a little past that. But with the programming and technology side, I started with a company called Maxwell Systems on the construction. And what was interesting, I would go out to the customer sites. I'd go out to a quarry, start to wire up the different scales and how they're getting the ticket information back. So just being at customer sites and at those locations made me realize, hey, this construction, this is good technology and where we can take it to go through it. Because I've been with Acumatica, next month will be 7 years. So as Mike mentioned, Mike brought me to Acumatica from prior experiences. And from my side, I've done things from programming to customer support and then sales and now product management in the last decade of my career here. And it's been great working with Mike and the whole group at Acumatica and partners like you guys.
Isn't it crazy, like where everything was so manual and, handwritten and no systems or anything like that in place to like where we are in today's day and age? It's just insane when it's really amazing actually, but it's just, thinking through what we used to do back in the day. And I'm not.
Yeah. Used to have all the big bankers boxes full of paper. And if it was one of the quarry companies, all those scale tickets are all sitting there somewhere in the back office and the piles and piles of the banker boxes full of paper. And now, they're getting there where it's more automated and what's going on. So big difference.
Yeah. Imagine keeping 7 years of data in the warehouse.
It's pretty mind-blowing.
That's really,
technology has evolved, and it's really nice to see in the last 10 years, 5 years plus, that the construction industry, which has typically been a laggard when it comes to technology, has embraced it.
Mm-hmm.
We saw that at the Con Expo, Ikra. You and I walked over to a couple of different big booths like TopCon, and Joel and I, you and I were at the Case booth and others, and the technology that's available to contractors these days is absolutely phenomenal. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really cool to see. I was kind of sharing that a little bit earlier on too. It's just amazing to see what's out there now.
Not
so
just
really
on
cool.
the software and technology side, but on the equipment side, the field side, it's
in the field.
Everywhere. Yeah.
What I found interesting, specifically talking about the equipment in the field, a lot of the autonomous capabilities now. If you think of the repetitive, you got a roller, it's just going back and forth on the dirt or on the street, and it's just back and forth paving. Now, autonomous they can do it remotely. They don't need a person to operate that. And there's even, big buckets and things that they can do autonomously. And that's the part that's really fascinating, is how it's gone from just somebody with a shovel and a pick to the big machines, and now having something out there, where it can do things without an operator, and you can just tell it, go do this.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Well, tell you what, I got to confess something. ICRA has been telling me about the two of you because it's funny, as we're talking about how much technology is evolving and how much so many of these helps are now available. ICRA's been saying that the two of you have been very, instrumental in making a lot of this happen in Acumatica. So I'd love to find out. I'd love our listeners to be able to hear firsthand from you. Tell us a little bit about your roles at Acumatica. Mm-hmm. Joel, let's start with you. What is it? I know it's probably been a journey, but tell us what you specifically do at Acumatica and how that role has maybe changed over the years a little bit.
Yeah. So I came in as part of the product management team. So now, as a director of product management, I oversee the construction edition and really any of the project financial and project accounting side. And product management, our group, we go out, we talk with customers, we see different capabilities and companies, and start to refine the product. Where do we need to take the product, and what's our view of how we can make the product better for our customers? And with those interviews and just what we see within the industry, attending different shows and just paying attention to what's happening inside the whole environment, product management will determine, hey, here's things that happen. We'll outline the specifications, or really what we have in mind. And I do want to say AI has been a great tool for that, because it allows me as a product manager to say, hey, this is the screen that I'm thinking of, or the process that I'm working on. Now I can build a mock-up, take that over to the engineering side and say, here's my thoughts. So it really helps that collaboration between product and engineering, the folks that really get the coding and what you see in the product. So my role here at Acumatica is, how can we make the product the best that it can be for the industry and our customers and any day-to-day usage.
That's great. That's great. Mike, tell us about your role.
Yeah, absolutely. So I sit on the solution architecture team at Acumatica, which is primarily on the sales and pre-sales side of the company. So I help partners like yourselves understand the construction industry, understand the construction edition, all of that it entails, and help enable partners to be able to sell, demo, and support their customers on the Acumatica Construction Edition. And like I said earlier, this 8 years has gone by in a blur. When I first started, the Construction Edition was in its infancy, and we were almost working like a startup within Acumatica. We were kind of our own team, and we were building the product. We had 8-week release cycles, which was amazing. We could get so much done very quickly. So that was a ton of fun. And then as the product evolved and matured, it's quickly become one of the best-selling products edition-wise at Acumatica. So Joel and I, that's something we're very proud of and happy to be a part of. And it's continuing to grow on a weekly, daily, yearly basis. So that keeps us energized for sure.
Like, I was an end user that started back in like 2018, 2019, when I think the construction edition was relatively new. So just seeing the growth that it's made since then is amazing. And I tell all of the clients, all the prospects that I work with, and just, the WIP adjustment in itself, cost projections, just being able to do that doing it manually and having to chase down your project managers. Now it's like at your fingertips. So it's like, honestly, it's just getting bigger and better every single time. Like, you guys come out with a new release.
And what's great here at Acumatica too is really with the industry knowledge. I mean, you heard Mike talk about decades, myself decades. With our construction product team, I think we're well over 150 years of combined experience just in construction, software experience in construction businesses. So we understand the industry, and that's what really brought me and what's excited both Mike and I is just how can we bring this to market? Because like Mike said, construction was typically a laggard of taking advantage of new things. But we can see it every day, how people want to now leverage what's out there. You got a whole new generation of people coming in that have all they've known is phone and tablets. They don't know any of the green screen stuff from years ago, right? They're coming in and they need the technology. And that really has really energized the entire group at Acumatica, not just construction, but all our other teams like manufacturing and distribution
Absolutely.
too. We all
Sure.
love taking advantage of the platform and what we can do.
No, absolutely. And you know what, listeners, as you're listening to this, I'm sure that you guys are thinking of some of the benefits that, or honestly, some of these tools that you could use. Chime in, jump into the comment section right now. Tell us if you're an Acumatica user, what is it that that you get the most benefit from if you're in that construction edition? What would you like to see? Because these guys are going to read those comments. Is there something that you don't see right now that you'd like to see? Please chime in on the comments, let us know, help the algorithm. And while you're in there, hit that like and subscribe button. Mike and Joel, question for you. As you talked about this, your decades of experience in construction industry, there was one time where you kind of had a choice of where you could go when it came to software. So let me ask you an honest question. Why Acumatica? Why not Sage, Procore, Trimble? I mean, why Acumatica?
I ran into Acumatica actually at the International Builders Show in 2018. I was consulting for another organization and ran into Acumatica. And at the time, their chief technology officer was Ajoy Krishnamurthy. And I ended up having a conversation with Ajoy, and he was running the construction team then. And just fell in love with the vision of a true cloud construction accounting / ERP offering. It was something that had been talked about for a decade or more, but hadn't yet come to fruition. There were bits and pieces of it. Like you mentioned, Jonathan, Procore had the project management side of things, but didn't have the back office accounting and job costing functionality. So I fell in love with the vision first, the company second. I flew out to Seattle a couple of times, had some interviews, and the rest is history. That was 8 years ago. And that's the reason I joined Acumatica, was the vision that they had to actually produce a true cloud construction ERP offering. And the modern capabilities, the user interface was just so nice compared to some of those legacy products you just previously mentioned.
And for me, besides Mike being here and asking me to come to Acumatica, for some of those companies you've mentioned with, certainly have either worked with or collaborated with in the past. And just the vision of the Acumatica leadership and how they built the product and the platform itself gave me why I want to be here. I want to be here to take advantage of that technology and what was built, but also the culture. I mean, coming to Acumatica, really, and whether you see our initiatives about women in business, we see the different offices around the world. I mean, it's really a great environment to be part of, not only from the product side, but as a company and the views that all the employees, we all have an opinion and we're all heard, right? That's one thing. Some of those other companies that you mentioned definitely know that there's been different experiences on the employee view and how they look at things. But from that employee exception and just how we're talking to each other, as well as what I can do within the product and the technology, are really things that brought me to Acumatica.
That's awesome. It sounds like it's a great place to work, and it's obviously, it's doing great things for the customers, for the partners. So tell us this, behind the scenes, the inside scoop, okay, guys? So what is it like working with the fastest growing cloud ERP that we have?
From my perspective, it's fast and furious.
Yeah.
There is no shortage of work to be done, right? We've got a couple thousand construction customers that we're supporting, and we've got 100,000 plus construction prospects that we're going after to get them on the Acumatica platform. So from a working with partners and supporting our existing customers and our existing partner network, to going out there and help finding those prospects and working with those prospects and having those conversations. It's fast and furious. It's again, no shortage of things to do, and there's always something on the horizon that we're working towards. And Joel can talk to more to this as well. We do 2 major releases a year, and in each of those releases has upwards of 350 new features, functions built into the software. That comes directly from our customers. We track that on a community. They can put in their ideas and people vote on it. And then Joel's team prioritizes that and gets it into the software. So that's also part of the fast and furiousness is 2 major releases a year, our annual conference at Summit, which you guys were attending. There's always work to be done and on to the next from meeting to meeting to
fast
meeting.
is really so fastest growing is also fast as working too. So makes sense.
In order to be the fastest growing cloud ERP, we've got to be fast and furious in our day-to-day.
Exactly.
Sure. Yeah.
What about you, Joel?
Yeah. So Mike mentioned fast and furious. I think that's all we do. But from a product side too, as the fastest growing construction ERP, I also have to, or our team also has to look at how do we maintain that advantage, or how do we make it that customers, when they're going off of a legacy application, and why do they want to go to Acumatica? So from a product vision, we need to be able to show here's what we're doing, here's where we're going, be able to forecast out what things are going to look like several years from now. From our product, every day we're working on what can we do to enhance the experience with the customers.
Talking a lot about Acumatica being this fastest growing ERP. I got to admit, you might know our team at Protella, we consult on several softwares. And it was interesting because back in the day, we would actually go up against Acumatica quite often. And whenever we did, whenever it was a construction deal and we were going with another software and trying to win it, hands down, every time we were up against Acumatica, we lost. You guys are like the thing when it comes to construction. I mean, you guys are beating everybody else out there. Let me ask you, I'm curious, and we'll start with Mike, especially now that your dog is gone out of the background. Very cute, by the way. Tell us, what you guys dominate the construction space. Why? What is it? What do you think it is that's bringing people to Acumatica like that? Why do you guys dominate that space so well?
Yeah, I think it's the modern capabilities and the ease of use and navigation in the software. Contractors have workflows, right? They have change order workflows. They have invoicing workflows, commitment, subcontract, purchase order workflows that they need to go through on a daily basis for each of those projects. And that capability built into the Acumatica Construction Edition, and honestly built into all of Acumatica, makes it really easy to see those workflows, visualize those. Like when we're on demos, Ikra's doing a demo or I'm doing a demo, we get oohs and ahs and like, oh man, like I was on a demo earlier this morning right before this call, and the person was like, holy cow, that's going to save me days of work. The fact that those approvals and assignments are already built into the system. So I think the ease of use and the navigation of Acumatica is one of the bigger reasons we're so successful.
Cool. Joel.
And we get just as excited, I feel like. Sorry, Joel, but I was going to say, like, as we're demoing it, like, having done this, I would say I feel like that projects in our demos and, really just build that connection and really gets everybody excited because you're like, this is going to be life-changing and, make things so much easier and faster.
Anybody that's seen Ikra do a demo knows that that's true. She's like, oh, you guys are going to love this. This is great. So, Joel,
they saw it at Con Expo.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think, Joel?
Definitely when people view it, just look at it and they say, like this does look like it's going to enhance my life. And it is going to do the dashboards and things. But I think one of the other things that makes Acumatica unique over the majority of the industry out there is our user pricing and our unlimited users. Right? Because if you think of a construction company, depending on where they are in the different parts of the country, you're going to have an ebb and flow on employees or users.
Up and down. And
so with Acumatica's unlimited users, being able to get in there and say, hey, I just have the system. I'm going to get this tier and off I go. I don't have to go buy certain counting users. And then in a different part of the season, those are just sitting there being wasted. Or I don't need to go buy field users and different things. So I think, it took a little bit to get people used to like what does consumption or transaction based really mean, but it's really a competitive edge when you think about how companies look at what they're investing in, and the fact that hey, I can get unlimited users. It's a true cloud solution as opposed to some of the other ones we know that might just be pseudo cloud or think they're in the cloud. But those things are really what drive the people, what I've seen from Acumatica. And it really played in back to if we go all the way back to COVID, that's when people realized, we got to be able to work outside the office. We can't be coming in and have some hardwired connection, or I need to go to the VPN that doesn't work. And now my IT staff has to figure all this stuff out. Having the ability just to get on the internet, log into what I need to do anywhere, any place, off I go. And that's huge to the construction companies.
Yeah, absolutely. So, obviously you guys have been there for years and you guys have seen a lot of things, change so what would you say has changed and evolved the most since you've gotten there, with the construction edition, and what's made it easier for the end, the prospects and the end users?
Yeah, from my perspective, I think just the depth of functionality that we've added since construction was released. Over the last few years, much more just standard reports and industry level reporting and capabilities, being able to have that. As if you think of when Acumatica entered the market, we were the new kids on the block. We had all the functionality and the knowledge, but then you ran up against, you have the mature products that have been around 20, 30 years. And I haven't updated anything in that time period, but now they're coming through. So we needed to build the depth and be able to address, what does the construction user look like? Because Acumatica, a significant portion of the customers are coming from some type of job costing or an accounting system that they're ready to replace the legacy with the current technology that Acumatica has. Now, what can we offer them to make that transition and make sure that they're doing the work in progress reports, like you had mentioned, the adjustments and things, and what's all available. And that's really what a seasoned job cost or a seasoned construction accountant is going to want. And that's what we've done. Since I got here, we've really built the foundational depth specific for construction.
Love it.
Mike, what about you? What have you seen really change or evolve since you've been there?
Yeah, I mean, and I've got to give Joel and his team kudos. Like the product management side and the development side on the construction team have put in some amazing functionality. Ikra, you talked about the whip adjustments most recently, and
it's my favorite.
Yeah, right. I mean, the change management workflows that we've added. I could go on, and it's Joel and his team that have been behind that. So kudos to them for sure. I think the biggest thing for me as of late and into the future, and we talked a little bit about it already, is the AI capabilities. Like, we're just scratching the surface right now. We've been able to do OCR and some AI with expense claims and AP document recognition already in the software, but with what we have now with anomaly detection and the AI assistant, where you're going to be able to just talk to Acumatica's your system. I need this report. I want those numbers. Compare this to compare that. Like, that is amazing, and it's going to make so many people's lives and jobs easier, faster. Perhaps more of a work-life balance will come out because of the AI capabilities. So I think that's what's changed and evolved the most for me from a technology perspective, and I'm excited to see what's next with it. It's fast and furious as well, along with us at Acumatica.
Well, you're bringing up what's next, so let's go there. I'm kind of curious, and come on, I mean,
there's nobody here.
Nobody's here.
Just
we want to know. We're talking to the two guys. I know a guy. We're talking to the guys here in Acumatica. So tell us, what's coming? The ERP on tap listeners want to know. What's coming? Joel, let's start with you. Come on. Any insight as to what we could expect coming from Acumatica's construction edition here in the next year or so?
I think I'll put the disclaimer: anything that is said is not proven to be delivered.
Okay.
Good, thank you. Blah blah blah.
Okay, what's coming? The community.
Yes. Give us what you got.
But I think you'll definitely see more traction or more activities around our complete project lifecycle philosophy. Like, what takes it from start to finish, from the time it was conceived in a plan somewhere to the estimate, all the way through to the operations and the end of the project, maybe field service and things. So you're going to see a broader market offering inside of Acumatica with that life cycle. But to Mike's earlier point about AI, even there's a lot going on with that, and the initiatives internally. I just saw something that one of the developers just pieced together, and it was really around some of the change order workflow. It's like, hey, go analyze my change orders, tell me what I need to do, or come out and help me automate this. And that's, I think, we're going to see more automation. What we're doing, and I mean, you're going to see it because we're doing it as you're coming in, and how do I close the books, or what do I need to do to turn this project over? Things that are going to help the automation, because Mike mentioned things have been around to just help data entry and pull things in there. But now, how can we get more predictive? Because everybody's been reactive to the data. Well, AI is going to let us, and that type of learning, we can now predict things. So you're going to
That's really exciting. I'm excited about the AI capabilities coming to construction.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Mike, anything you want to add to that? Anything that you've seen that's kind of coming that you might be excited about that you're not allowed to talk about, but you're going to talk about anyway?
I think Joel covered the majority of that stuff, but the whole, that complete life cycle, like a lot of people talk about it. A lot of people state that they have it or claim that they have it, but in reality, they might have just a bit or a piece of it. I'm excited about what Acumatica is bringing to the table, not only with us on the Acumatica side, but with our ISV partners to help with that capability. We've got a great ISV partner channel network that has some awesome capabilities, integrations with Acumatica, embedded solutions built on the Acumatica platform. Like every single week that goes by, I see a new a VAR reseller or an ISV partner develop a new tool on our platform. And it's solving real world problems that their customers have or their prospects have. And that's just, again, one of the reasons why Acumatica is such a great company and great product is it is a platform, and you can create your own tools and your own workflows without being a programmer, without having to hire a development staff. That's almost unheard of in the technology space, especially on the construction side.
And one more thing I'll add, because again, as Pertello with the VAR part, and just what we're also working on is how can we leverage AI tools for implementations. As a part of the implementation is, well, I got to go set up all my job cost codes, or I got to set up my cost types and different information. What can we put in place to now help you as a VAR or the customer get up and go live? Like what tools can really give you a jump start, because it is an implementation. Well, now answer these questions and we'll set stuff up for you. All right, so look for that.
We should have a conversation, Joel.
Okay.
I'll call you.
Make Icarus' job easier.
I love it. Okay, so
the whole benefit is the time to market, right? Like how quickly customers can
I mean,
get up and
people want
running.
to use
they
the
don't want to be
system
doing
as
things
quick.
for a long time.
Yeah, they want to use it and get on it as soon as possible, right? Like they're trying to get off, and so obviously we try to keep the cycles short, but things happen, and so anything to make it faster and more efficient, I'm all for it. Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so we have one last question for you. We got one last question. So I know what I would say, but I want to hear what you guys have to say. So if you guys could wave your magic wands, what feature would you add to Acumatica like now that we could have going yesterday?
That's a tough one. For me, magic wand, I would probably have to say, being with my background, a takeoff and estimating product on our platform for the pre-construction side. Then we really have that whole thing embedded in Acumatica. That'd be
the full cycle. Pretty awesome. I like that.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
That's cool. I like that.
Me, from a magic wand, I think is some of the things you've already heard me talk about is being able to just offer the tools to say, go run my month end, go close my month end, and start to pull these things out. Because from a financial side, what can we do to help the people in the construction financial business itself? And really, that involves more than just go close the books. It also involves communicating with the field, getting update from the project managers, getting all those different teams together. So the magic wand would be, hey, you guys get all the information. We ask you for what you need. And then that transition or that closeout is really, and now we're doing it on the 5th of the month instead of 15th. Things like that.
Yeah. No,
That's really
that's
the
good.
ways how to get everything together and streamline the workflow.
That's
Well,
good.
since I'm talking to the two guys, sorry, Jonathan,
Yeah.
but since I'm talking to
Yeah.
the two guys that can make things happen, I'm going to throw out my
Please.
magic wand wish is having compliance for AR. So I was a subcontractor that had to do lien waivers, like unconditional partial. We have part of it already. We have it all. So being able to do it on the AR side and kind of keeping it all in house. We do it at AIA. We've made half the problem go away. So it's just like let's add it. Wink, wink, nudge,
Yeah,
nudge.
compliance and safety and all those things. Think about it. We already have some tools for both those options, but if something happens out in the field and the incident goes, is
Yeah.
hey, somebody broke their finger, and then all of a sudden it just kicks off things automatically based on the event. Right?
Keep
Yeah.
your eyes open,
good.
Nick. Joel and I had a conversation about this exact topic yesterday.
Ooh.
Nice.
Just
So,
saying.
and I wasn't part of it, listeners. Okay, so
Just saying.
Yeah, no, they're listening, and that's a good, and that's a good point for our listeners. As you guys are sitting here, hearing this, you're on the system every day. Tell us, Mike and Joel are listening. What are some of the things that you would love to have if you could wave your magic wand that you'd love to see next on Acumatica? Because who knows, maybe that's something that Joel and Mike actually talked about earlier today too. We want to hear from you, Mike and Joel. Guys, we appreciate your time. Your time is so valuable. Mike, your dog really needs to be pet and let out one more time. So we're excited. Thank you both for joining us.